Your sports betting podcast for Monday, February 15th, brought to you by OffshoreInsiders.com, your home of headed sportsbooks and the best handicappers in the world. Why don't we start out with one of our more popular features, which is the report on where the sharp money is going and where the square money is going and whatnot. Biggest plays today based on percentage of bets in the NBA. Nothing that overwhelming, not surprisingly. The road favorites again, Brooklyn, 68% of tickets. We have a couple a little bit more pronounced when it comes to money. 97% of the money is on Golden State, 96% on the aforesaid Brooklyn Nets. College basketball, case here where when we're talking about pure bets, it's the added rotation games aren't among the heaviest bet ones. Percentage-wise, you got 89% of tickets on Texas Tech, a road favorite, of course. And after that, goes down to 70% on Tennessee Chattanooga. As far as money, it's 94% of bets on Texas Southern tonight, 90% on Wazoo, Washington State in the Big Apple battle. They're betting 90% of the money on the home team. You know, I used to say all the time on the score phones, if you're not making a fortune, don't come bitching to us. Again, I've been in this business since 1988. There has never been a cumulative domination the way OffshoreInsiders.com is on right now. All the handicappers are on fire. Master Lockline, in particular, having the greatest season of any source in any sport ever. It's that simple. Since opening tip, 178 and 112 in NCAA basketball. Stevie Vincent, 88 and 45. Joe Duffy's picks, 48 and 30 lately. But again, you're talking about 3+ decades of winning. All this great stuff at OffshoreInsiders.com. All right, your biggest line moves of the day in the NBA. Washington opened up as a 1.5-point favorite against Houston. They're now a 1.5-point home dog. LA Clippers open up as a 5.5-point favorite, but surprisingly here, it's actually the home underdog. I'm sorry. No, LA Clippers is a home team anyway. LA Clippers open up as a 5.5-point favorite. They're now only laying 3.5. And finally, in college basketball, there wasn't really a ton to speak about. Longwood opened up as a 6-point favorite to Hampton. They're now down to a 4-point favorite. These are the best teams to bet on in the NBA this year based on margin of cover. The New York Knicks, though, 15 and 13, which when it comes to the juice, that would just be barely making a profit, right? Barely making a profit. But they're 4.7 points per game they do cover by. Utah, a staggering 20 and 7 against the spread, though surprisingly, perhaps, they are at 3.7, not leading the leg a full point behind the Knicks when it comes to margin of cover. Again, those people use margin of cover, the theory being that New York would be sneaking under the radar value-wise. Charlotte 15 and 12 by an average of 3.2. And that's the only teams that are averaging more than 3 points per game above this spread. As far as the best teams to bet against, Miami 9, 16 and 1, minus 4.4 points per game. Orlando 12 and 16, minus 4.2. Washington 10 and 14, minus 3.1. Two teams are also Washington is minus 3.2. Two teams are minus 3.1 points per game margin of cover. Dallas at 11 and 17, and Cleveland at 10 and 18. And I guess the moment that's the most popular for most of you, again, if you do like this information, please literally like us. Give us a 5-star rating wherever you're listening to this. Houston minus the 1 against Washington. Now, I did talk about how this was, somewhat of a line move. This is, of course, and I guess I should classify it's Houston in the NBA. Houston's on an 0-5 straight up and ATS skid. Yet they're laying points on the road. Can you believe that? Well, laying a point on the road. Road teams under 500 on an ATS losing streak versus an unrested team on a point spread winning streak are 928, 683, and 30, including 60.5% winners as a favorite. But we're not done yet. Road favorites that do shoot substantially more three-pointers than the league average, 1337, 1087, and 54. Away favorites off the loss under specific circumstances that do apply tonight. 798, 626, and 22. Now, at least from a winning percentage standpoint, listen to this, and this is a great example. A great example. What do I say time and time again? Use the odds makers' knowledge against them. Away favorites on at least a 5-game losing streak. Fantastic. Though, somewhat rare. This is the history of our database. 68, 39, and 3. Now, when said team's road winning percentage is better than the home team's home winning percentage, it wins at 66.7% of the time, so even a slightly higher rate. All that says Houston minus the 1 against Washington is your free winner. You must visit offshoreinsiders.com each and every day for your free winning picks. And another way to show your support for this free information, please at least visit. And I think when you visit and if you truly shop around, you'll love Duffy Cents, SCENTS.com, and DuffyGifts.com. Perfect place to get a late Valentine's Day present.